money.
What's up, you guys? Nora Money here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is June 6th, 2025, and it is my last day in Cameroon. If you've been keeping up with my previous videos, Yadida here, skipping in the pink t-shirt with me, has been in my latest 3 videos since the Grand Prix we competed together. She had a personal best of 45 meters. Then after the Grand Prix in Douala, we came back to Yaoundé together, and we have been training for the past 3 days ever since the Grand Prix. So shout out to Yeti for being so dedicated and so willing to get better at the sport that she has a passion for. I believe that it takes a lot of heart, it takes a lot of dedication and willingness to, first of all, get up and continuously practice the mastery of what it is that you want to be great at. So shout out to her, shout out to us for showing up, for simply showing up. That's the first part, and that's the part that makes the difference, to be honest. So in this workout, this is just a warm-up. We skipped for 5 minutes. The first 1 minute of the skip was double foot, just, regular skipping on 2 feet. The next 30 seconds was single leg right foot. The second 30 seconds was single leg left foot. And then we got into some track specific drills like a skip, and then also some butt kicks as well. And the last 1.5 minutes of it or so was just freestyle. I said, just do your thing, feel the music. And, if you can do some double unders, cool. If you can crisscross, cool. But I believe that it is very good to be playful with what you do, be expressive, and, find your rhythm in whatever it is that you're doing. Be creative and enjoy the movement as well. After the skipping, we did our second part of the warm-up, which focuses on the adductors and abductors in your hips. So this really gets our glutes going, especially because we're doing 3 by 15 going forward and immediately going backwards on that same leg. For the adductors to really work more, we're using the black external band for that internal rotation, and then we're using loop bands for better just external rotation. It really attacks your glute medius, and yeah, we're focusing on our posture as well. So it's a very great movement for isometric contraction and core engagement as well. You just start sweating like crazy after doing these. That's 3 by 15 with 1 minute rest in between. So 60 repetitions in total for the first. After the leg circles, we went into a more simple movement, which is a very light loop band and a simple extension, just reaching back, which is very specific to the ending of our throw. After that, this is the last part of the warm-up, which is a kettlebell swing series. And as you can see, we're using some things in between our toes. They're called toe spacers, and they really just help you open up your toes and be more aware of those last 2 toes and allow them to work for you as well. If you don't use them, you do lose them, and they do start to atrophy. And as athletes, we definitely want to make as much ground contact as possible, and it's best to do that, using all 5 toes as well. So the toe spacers really help. I've been using them for about 3 years now, and my arch in my feet have come back, and I see a complete difference in how my feet contact the ground, whether I'm walking, running, skating, or throwing. So we're finally into our prehab movement, and this is a snatch grip up step with a broomstick. I really like to focus on the contact that our foot makes on the box or on the floor, and actually freezing into a position that engages our core as well. I explained this a little bit more thoroughly in my video from June the 3rd titled Mentorship in Motion, and that is on my channel right now. Feel free to look at it if you want a more in-depth explanation on why and how we're doing these snatch grip box up steps. So the next movement is a plank pull. We do the first 5 repetitions with our feet together and the last 5 repetitions with our feet separate. This is very specific to the discus throw because of the position that our arm is in, and it correlates very well to that last phase of the throw. But it's also a very great core exercise. Rather than doing crunches, it's a plank, it's a side plank, it's a pull in a forward motion, and extremely good for stabilization, as well as the next one that we're doing in this prehab. So it's a bird dog that we're doing right here, and a pull, or a row rather, with a kettlebell, and also we added a band in front of that, so you have a very strong pull in the forward direction, as well as gravity, going straight up and down as another resistance force. And we are rowing that, keeping our back foot in dorsiflexion, as well as our foot that's on the bench. We want to keep the foot on the bench in dorsiflexion as well. And that's always something to just, always kind of pay attention to, especially as a track athlete. Your feet should always be in dorsiflexion, whether you're a hurdler, a discus thrower, a high jumper, a sprinter, especially. Just get used to your feet being in dorsiflexion, and make sure you do that in the gym as well, because your central nervous system is going to remember that. So this was the 3rd session that Yeti joined me, and if you've been keeping up with the videos, I don't really expect you to, but hey, if you have been keeping up, you could see her progress, and I'm super proud of her for coming every single day with me to the gym and actually, getting better. And we could see the growth, and we could see how much she's actually gotten better in these videos visually. So that's really great to see in person. After the prehab session was done, I went right into some drills. Unfortunately, I am unable to throw here in Cameroon, even though I love being in Cameroon. That is the one major thing that always sends me away. The gym facilities, I like the gym facilities. I'm able to do everything that I need to do in the gym facilities here in Cameroon. I have a wonderful place to stay. I am very close to my federation. The Cameroonian Athletics Federation is literally up the road. And also the food is amazing. Ancestral healing is a thing I believe in. It's amazing. I got some family out here, great friends, but I do not have a place to throw. So I have to do what I can in the gym. So right here, I'm doing these drills. I learned these actually when I was in Italy in 2021. Shout out to Daisy Osakwe and Marilu Morello, her coach, who taught me these drills when I was in Italy in 2021. Yeah, it was really cold outside these days, so we did a whole lot of drills indoors, and these are some of them that I learned. After my weighted drills, I put a tennis shoe in my hand, my own tennis shoe in my hand, and just did some basically mock throws in the space that I have. And I actually like doing this in a tight space like the gym, because it's kind of similar to throwing in a ring. You don't have too much space to work with. The ring is not that big, so you have to have great proprioception and just be aware of your surroundings as well. So I don't mind doing my turns in the gym. It's smooth on the floor right here, and I actually don't have any other options, so this is what works out for me, so I'm going to use it to the best of my abilities. Like I said, June 6th, today is my last day here in Cameroon. Fortunately, but unfortunately as well. Today, I am making sure I get a nice plate of my favorite dish, which is ndolé. I'm getting some ndolé at this awesome restaurant in Cameroon with my friend and massage therapist who's here accompanying me. We're eating together, and it's funny, we actually ate together my last day in Cameroon, I think this time last year as well. So it's always nice to have great company and share a meal. And I'm plant-based, so I normally give her my chicken, my fish, whatever is in the meal. I just give it to whoever's eating with me. And just like that, I was at the airport and seated on the plane. My transit this day, or these past 3 days, were really crazy. So June 6th, the night of June 6th, I left from Yaoundé to Brussels, and then the transition from Brussels to Paris wasn't bad. It was like a 15-minute like layover. I had just enough time to get to my next plane. So Yaoundé to Brussels, Brussels to Paris. Then in Paris, I landed sometime early in the morning, like 4 a.m. And my next flight wasn't until 1700 hours, 5 p.m. So finally I got on my plane from Paris to Turkey. Plane ride from Paris to Turkey was super smooth, but then once I got to Turkey, I had a crazy layover again that was like 12 hours. So I don't even know, like I just had to waste time. I did get a lot of video editing done, so I'm super happy about that. I do get a lot of video editing done in transit. I did some stretching because I was feeling really stiff. At this point, I had not laid down properly in more than like 72 hours. So I just needed to shake out my body. If I couldn't get enough rest, like it was like I at least need to stretch, get some blood flow. So I removed my jacket because I had to get flexible and I didn't want to get super sweaty and then, be back on the plane with all my sweat and everything else. So I did my stretches. I took a nap on a bench, a wooden bench, and then it left like crazy scars on my face. So yeah, after Turkey, I finally made it to Houston. Now, Houston is not my final destination. My final destination for this phase of my transit is Dallas, Texas. So I made it to Houston at 7 p.m. and then I had a small window from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. when my bus was to Dallas, Texas to figure out what to do with my life. So I took advantage of the layover and I went skating.
Yo, I can't even make this up. I'm literally, hold on. So I was at the airport. I traveled from June 6th all the way to June 8th. I thought today was the 7th when I arrived. But anyways, I missed my bus to Dallas, so I have to get another bus to Dallas. So while I'm in Houston, I said I might as well come skate. So I'm at the skating rink, and they have my boxes over there behind the desk, behind the counter, keeping them safe. And I have my skates in this box. I literally had to ask for a box cutter and try to get my skates out the box so I can skate. This is crazy, but it's my life. It's my life. My life is so funny. And telling it in a story helps me not to stress about it too. So yeah, I'm appreciating the vlogging as well. It's keeping me a little stress free. So I like that. Man, this is crazy. This is so crazy. Got it. All right. Crazy. My luggage. Crazy. I got him. Crazy, man.
Yes, I went skating. I had a blast. It's always fun to skate. It's such a stress reliever. And honestly, just what I need after all that transit. I needed this type of shakeout. So I took my Uber from the skating rink with all luggages, got on the bus from the Houston bus station all the way to Dallas. I took the overnight bus from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. and then my sister and her boyfriend Cameron came to pick me up, which I'm so thankful for. And I'll be spending some time in Dallas for the next week in transition to my next meet this weekend, which will be held in Canada. So goodbye for now. As soon as we get home, I am getting into that bed because obviously you guys know I severely need rest. So yeah, until later, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.